In the next lecture, we will look at evidence and experiences with regard to whether the policies work. Does policy work? What is your opinion? Some policies are made and they are on the shelf. People don't use them, so there's no point developing policies like that. You have to make use of the policy. So therefore, you have to develop policies on priority issues. And will that work? Can you give some examples? Any examples? Policies which have worked. Yeah, immunization policies, decision to children, and the implementation of the policies. You see that we have reduced the disease burden of the children. Right, so let's look at some of the experiences globally in the region where it has worked. So we'll discuss already about the types of policies, the policy process, and then we will look at some case studies, examples of where policies have made changes. Then you are aware of the MDGs. What are MDGs? Millennium Development Goals. In the year 2000, they set global goals, Millennium Development Goals. How many? 8 goals they set, and the whole world followed those, and then they had some achievements in that. In our region also, there's this thing. Then, under that, one of the goals in the MDGs was to prevent and control the communicable diseases, mainly what they mentioned 3 communicable diseases, globally important, 3 diseases that they want to control by 2050. Yeah. In the Millennium Development Goals, there's a goal saying that they will reduce or and control the 3 communicable diseases. Yeah. Malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS. Right. So then they looked at globally. When you look at globally, there are diseases, new diseases coming in. Then there are diseases which we have controlled, but they are coming back again. They are called re-emerging diseases. Can you mention some of the new diseases that have come up in the recent past? Yeah, SARS, avian influenza. Like that. Those are recent thing. But then there are re-emerging. Can you name re-emerging? We have controlled diseases, but they are now raising its head again. Yeah, TB is one such a good example of re-emerging. We control, but again there is an increase in TB also. So there are various new, recently emerging diseases like SARS, Ebola, influenza in India, right? And then there are re-emerging diseases also. So these are the global spread of those emerging and re-emerging diseases. They are spread globally. So those diseases are spreading very fast globally. So they want to control these emerging new diseases emerging, and they are now the SARS and we think quickly from this side they start in a few days, months, goes to the other end of the world. Spread so fast, right? So they want to combat this spread of emerging diseases. How can you do that? So the policies that were there were not adequate. So in 2005, the World Health Organization looked at these policies about controlling the communicable diseases, and they came up with IHR, International Health Regulations. They were there, but in 2005 they came up with a new set of international health regulations. So all the member countries signed that, Sri Lanka signed that and followed those policies. According to that, they say that how to control those diseases, how to, with regard to ports of entry, people moving, how to screen them, how to quarantine them, right? So those measures were spelled out in the international health regulations. And based on that, they have a regional strategy. So this under the new IHR that was spelled out before, it was there, but in 2005 they came up with new set of policies. Under that, there were some new obligations for the countries. Each country had to designate a responsible authority to look after this responsible authority. Functional national IHR focal point. So each country had to identify a focal point who will look at this and see the implementation of this policy. Consultations, notification, verification, information sharing, all guidelines were given in the policy. Assessment and public health response, strengthening of core capacity for surveillance and response. Then with regard to points of entry, core capacity, improving the strength capacity of screening people who are coming into a country, public health measures, health documents. There are various certificates that have to be issued when a ship or a line comes in, the charges, and then the collaboration and assistance, human rights, including treatment of personal data, transport and handling of biological substances and materials, IHR expert roster, emergency review committees, other legal affairs. So these are all spelled out in the international health regulation. These are a set of policies that was applied globally. Sri Lanka also signed from 2005. These are implemented, and we can see some of the diseases are controlled because of these regulations were there, without spreading into all over the world. So there are new opportunities in the new IHR, strengthening country capacity, surveillance and response, points of entry, national legislation. So we changed our national rules and regulations of the also of the health sector. We appointed the IHR focal point, access to public health information, strengthening the regional and global outbreak alert systems. When the epidemic is coming very well ahead, they are informed, and we can take precautionary actions. So this is how they implemented the policy. They 2005 they started the process. By December, they got some people to voluntarily comply, and June 2007 they came into really legally came into force. There was a period given to countries to get used to these regulations, and then strategies were developed. Now they are in place, and now it is in full swing. The IHR is implemented. Another success story is malaria control. Some policies were made and implemented. Even in Sri Lanka, we now do we get malaria in Sri Lanka? No, we don't get any cases reported within the country. Only few people who had malaria has come in. Now we don't report. We don't have malaria in our country. How did we achieve that? We made some policy changes. Earlier in the past, we were going behind the mosquito, right? The 1940s, 50s, they sprayed DDT. Then the mosquito developed resistance to that. Then malathion was introduced. Then malathion was being sprayed 30 years ago, but again malaria was increasing. In 63 we brought out to 11 cases, but again it started spreading, it went up again, never came down. Then every year over 100,000 were reported before the last decade, and it was becoming a problem. And we were following going after the mosquito. We made a policy there. There was a global policy change. We adapted that policy. Rather than going behind the mosquito, we started going behind the parasite. Right? Getting rid of the mosquito was very difficult. Now we are seeing with the dengue or some similar problem, we can't get rid of it. So what did we do to change the policy in malaria control? Policy was to go behind the mosquito, reduce the breeding places, spray malathion, all that. But how did we get rid of this? Then the policies were changed and how to get hold of the parasite. Parasite is the Plasmodium virus, that protozoa. So if we remove, if any of the Sri Lankan people don't have the parasite in their body, then malaria will not happen. Even the mosquito is there. Even the mosquito is there, there will be no transmission because nobody is harboring Plasmodium. So if we can kill all the Plasmodia in Sri Lanka, the people in Sri Lanka, then we can let the mosquito be there. He can't transmit the malaria. That's what we did. How did we kill all the Plasmodia in the Sri Lankan people? Yes. Plasmodium is killed by antimalarial drugs, chloroquine and primaquine. So, how did we get the people who are having malaria? We had to first get hold of them. It's not an easy task to treat all the people in Sri Lanka. Yes, high risk areas, what we did was when there's a fever, we give everybody, whether they have or not, malaria parasite, we treated all with distribution cannot be done with the health staff, not enough. Volunteers were trained and they were given the responsibility. When there's a outbreak is happening, whether you have fever or not, they gave everybody chloroquine. And the Plasmodium load came down and we managed to release it. And also at the same time, we used other strategies. So one was to personal protection. When nets were distributed, World Bank gave funding, impregnated bed nets. That means chemicals applied into the nets and distributed, and people start using those nets in the night and they were protected from that. Mosquitoes were living. So that is called the rollback malaria program. The WHO introduced, we adapted it to Sri Lanka. That policy helped us to get rid of malaria in Sri Lanka. So that is what this slide shows. Impact and cost effectiveness of that this thing. by 2010 reduction in global mortality by half. That was the target of the rollback malaria program. And it worked, that policy worked in many countries, and we were one of them. Then the other success story, do you know of any policy adopted globally? All countries signed that and agree and implement together the policy that was considered as the first global health policy and accepted by all the countries together. Yeah, much more. In recent times, 50 years ago. Yeah. Tobacco control. Have you heard of the policy? There's a global convention. Global policies are called conventions. What does it call? Have you heard of the word FCTC? FCTC. Anybody heard of it? No? That is called the Framework Convention for Tobacco Control. Framework Convention for Tobacco Control. The WHO brought it. All the countries signed after several rounds of consultations. The strategies all are identified. Sri Lanka was one of the first countries in this region to, from the Asian region, Sri Lanka was the first country to sign. It was one of the first countries in the world to sign this convention. We agreed and we followed that. And we now see the results. The number of people smoking is becoming less. So that is called the FCTC, the Framework Convention. In the 20th century, the tobacco epidemic killed 100 million people worldwide. During the 21st century, it could kill 1 billion. So they came up with 6 effective tobacco control policies that can counter the epidemic. It is called Empower. These are the 6 tobacco control policies, selected tobacco control policies in the situation in 2008. Dark red is periodic data for both adult and youth, data for both adults and youth. Red. Complete policies in dark blue, moderate policies light blue, minimal policy light blue, no policy grey color. WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control is the preeminent global tobacco control instrument containing legally binding obligations for its parties, setting the foundation for reducing both demand for supply of tobacco products and providing a comprehensive direction for tobacco control policy at all levels. So this is the amount of population in the world covered by these 6 different policies. The minimum monitoring is covered in about nearly 50% of the population. There is some monitoring in most of the countries now. 5%, this is somewhere around 2008, I think. Smoke-free environments, 5%, now it has increased more. Sri Lanka also followed that, and public places, you can't smoke in public places, you can be prosecuted. So, smoke-free environments, cessation programs, that's another one. Various methods are available to people who are smoking to get rid of the habit. Health warnings. Health warnings, what do you see? Sri Lanka also had some landmark policies with regard to that. Yeah, the packets. There was a policy regarding the cigarette packets should contain 80% of the packet should have health effects of pictorial. There must be a picture or in the, where they put a small picture. Earlier it was the warning they put to very small letters they put tobacco is harmful for health. That was some years ago. Then they changed those policies. A warning is not enough. You have to put pictures. Then they put a small picture which people can't see. Then now they got changes and the law is brought, policies are brought, and you have to have. When Sri Lanka went to the courts to get that approved, the policy was passed by the parliament, but to get it approved, they went to courts legally. Then there must be something. Law also the policy instrument. The judiciary gave 60%. They didn't give 80%. Minister asked for 80%, but they took the concern of the industrialists also. They took 60%. But again, when the president came to power, he took it to Parliament, and Parliament took a decision. It should be so. Parliament is of the judiciary also. So now that is implemented. Now 80% of the cigarette packet is covered with the warning pictorial warnings and facts. Right. So that is this. That also we have now increased that. Then advertising bans. Earlier it was smoke. You can see billboards in the TV, radio. They are advertising. Now they can't. Tobacco companies can't carry advertisement. They use various other ingenious methods to sponsor events, and in the backdrop they show various products. And then other very good instrument policy is the taxation. Every time taxes increases, the number of people smoking comes down. So they keep on increasing taxes. So those are the broad policies, 6 broad policies that countries under the FKCC followed. Monitoring, see what is happening, how many people are smoking on there. Smoke-free environments, cessation programs, health warnings, advertising ban, taxation. It's a good policy, first global policy that all the countries accepted and implemented, and we now start seeing the results. FCTC, remember that. Right. Any questions? So we learned few success stories where policies have given us positive benefits.